Chef, a traditional French dish, if you will, coq au vin, which means chicken cooked in red wine sauce.
Bacon is the key ingredient, and again, it's optional, but bacon really gives you the flavor. So what we're gonna do, we've got a hot pan. We're using a cast iron pot. Okay. And again, you wanna make sure that your pot is on, okay, and it's hot. You can see it's smoking nicely. So what we're doing now is we're rendering the fat. Okay. In the meantime, if you could start cutting some vegetables for me.
I'll do that, Chef.
And all you wanna do is coarsely chop. And I'm just gonna take my chicken, and I'm gonna be adding my chicken to the flour. Okay. Our chicken, it's nicely coated. It's gonna go into the pan just like that. And we're just gonna let that just nicely brown.
You're trying to get some color on the chicken.
Absolutely.
On the outside of the color? Okay.
Yeah, and the color basically is gonna make give us the color for our sauce.
The dark sauce.
But it's also gonna give us that nice flavor that we're looking for. So at this point, we can start adding some of those vegetables.
Oh yeah, Robert.
And we're just gonna brown everything together. Beautiful, just like that. All right? So in the meantime, maybe what you can do, Anthony, is just slice up those mushrooms for us, and we're gonna use that as our garnish for later on. Okay? So we have some wine from Flat Rock here that we're gonna be using. You're just gonna pour the wine, look at that.
Oh man.
That wine goes in, and that's really what's gonna give us that flavor.
Okay.
We'll add our chicken stock. And I know you've got some nice herbs over here. Some thyme, some bay leaves, and they just go in. Look at that.
Can you use the dry?
You can use it dry, but I would be very careful. You would use a smaller amount because it is very strong and it can be overpowering.
Right.
So we're basically going to put the lid on.
The heavy, heavy lid.
So it's going to seal in all the flavor, and we're going to braise it now.
With the chicken cooking, we travel north to the Collingwood area for a chat with internationally renowned Canadian skier Todd Brooker about growing up on the Escarpment.
Yeah, I've enjoyed most of my life up here. Yeah, and I've learned how to ski up here, and like I'd run up and down the hills, and I do, you know, that was part of the whole fitness and thinking about skiing and trying to, you know, visualize becoming a great skier and getting in shape at the same time. So summer or winter didn't matter. I was on the hill and still am with my kids, still mountain biking up and down the hills here. To me, it's a sort of diversity of the whole stretch of Escarpment. It's pretty amazing. You know, you mentioned Niagara, and you're down there and you're in wine country and you're in the grapes and beautiful soil and everything else, and you come up here and you've got the ski hills, and we're using the Escarpment for a great purpose to get people out on the hill, whether they're skiing or snowboarding or mountain biking in the summer. Go up to Tobermory. Go up to Cypress Lake and go into the grotto and climb around in these, you know, on the rocks and swim in the lake, and it takes you to another land. So it's not like we've just come, you know, 100 kilometers or 150 or whatever it is from Collingwood to Tobermory. It's like you've gone to a different country.
Time to come off the hills and back to the kitchen, where we learn some simple yet elegant ideas for presentation.
We're going to start sauteing the mushrooms. Ooh. And the mushrooms are basically going to become our garnish for our dish.
So just in half.
Yep, just like that. Look how nice they are.
Yeah,
and the onions, everything into the pan.
Everything straight in, Chef?
Yep, straight in.
So here we go.
There you go. You know, you hear that sizzle, so you know it's starting, right?
Right.
So basically what we're going to do is just going to let that saute nicely. And what we can do is we can just add a little drop of that red wine.
We're going to add a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit in there. Okay. And what it's going to do is just going to give us that little bit of steam that we need. Beautiful, look at that. And we'll just let that cook nicely. We're going to add just a little bit of chopped parsley.
Do we thicken this off any at all, Chef? Or that's the flour's being doing that, right?
What happens, because we added the flour, it'll naturally thicken on its own.
Ah.
If you didn't use flour, then what I suggest you do is you remove the chicken, reduce the sauce down, and then add the chicken back.
Everything out, reduce the sauce,
reduce it down.
Everybody back in the pool.
And if you use the right amount of flour, your sauce will thicken automatically.
Your sauce will thicken.
Okay?
Okay.
I think right now our coq au vin is ready.
Is it ready to come out of the oven?
I'm just going to grab it, take it out.
So here we are, the unveil.
There we go, look at that. Look at that, look how nice that looks. You're just going to grab the, look at this chicken.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Just like that.
Oh my word.
The mushrooms.
Right.
And you just want them to naturally fall like that. And we just want to pour that right over.
Gorgeous.
Look at that.
This was the basis of the sauce, and it's going to be the wine we serve with the dinner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll pour a glass, and we'll get a couple of forks and maybe do some justice to this wonderful, wonderful dish. Chef Cirillo, as always, pal. Thank you.